Hey YouTube, I'm Mars1952, and today I've got a little tip for you on how to make your hat more comfortable and a little safer to wear. The other day I was in the car and I had my sunglasses, put them on the dash, and I knew that the sunglasses were going to get hot. So I took this hat, covered up the sunglasses with a hat, went in the store, came back out, and I took the hat off the sunglasses. They were nice and cool, put my hat on, and that metal button in the top burned the top of my head. So that was the last straw. I had to sort of relearn a lesson that I had learned years ago. So I think starting with this hat right here, which is long past its sell-by date. I was doing construction work and I kept banging my head on rafters, and I was driving the button, that metal button, into the top of my head over and over again. It's actually this part right here that gets driven in. And so it was getting sort of sore, and finally I had enough of it, reached and grabbed my multi-purpose tools and ripped it out of there. So I was worried it would degrade the hat, and it did, because I was carelessly ripped that one out. But these are sewn together inside and out, and the hat outlasted this, you know. So anyway, the hat lasted long enough. So in take 1, 2, and 3, I think I did this hat, and this hat, then this hat. I didn't realize I had somebody that still had buttons. And so I'm going to do one more. Let's do a Cleveland Browns hat. And you take a pair of diagonal pliers. Now these are diagonal cutters. Take a pair of diagonal cutters. Some people call them side cuts. And you take your side cutters, and these are a little bit dull, which is ideal for this, and just work your way around the button, and it'll just pop right off without any kind of damage to the fabric. See there? Now you've got this metal staple thing here. That's got to go. So you can pull it right out, but if you're worried about damaging your hat, then you can bend those staples over a little bit, come in on the inside, grab it with pliers, or in this case it doesn't want to grab, so I'm going to tap it out a little bit so I can get a hold of it. Not usually this hard, but there it is. That's the staple, that's the button. So, you know, if you don't want to mess around getting free hats, or you know, baseball hats work great for shielding the sun in your eyes, but they're not so good for keeping the sun off the rest of your head. A hat like this is much better. This is a Tilley hat. This was given to me by my daughter. You can wear it out in the wind and the rain and the sun. It's pretty well ventilated. This one's sort of dirty because I've been doing farm work with it this week, and it needs to be washed. This one's washed about 30 times. They're guaranteed for life of the owner, and I've had this one for 4 years. I think I wear it 5 times a week at least. Wear it doing all kinds of stuff, getting it wet. It's been out in the ocean, actually literally in the ocean. I had to go back and get it, so I didn't have my chin straps on. But this one has an interesting feature in it. It's got a little bit of foam padding in the top. If we can get it out here. You see it's not very thick. It's about 1/16 of an inch thick, and that little bit of padding is enough, believe it or not, to protect your head when you bang it in door frames and so forth. I've worn this when I was on vacation, or another one just like it anyway, and touring these old houses, and all the old houses have low beams and low door frames, and bang my head on the door frame, and you'd be surprised how much that little bit of padding works. So if you wanted to pad your own hat, I would suggest getting one of these Castro type hats. I probably wouldn't have bought this hat if I'd known it was named a Castro hat, you know, communism and all that. But this one has a nice flat top, so you could put a piece of padding in there and use it as your work hat. Now it's not going to replace a hard hat, so just use your common sense. So anyway, take the buttons off your caps, you'd be much happier. That's all.